Hey everyone, it's Mark from Counselling, supervision.com.au. This month I ran a group supervision on the importance of building a client base and a database of clients to at least grow your practice. So what I want to do today is give you a quick summary. I don't know, probably will go for about 15 minutes, I'd say, but I'll prove myself wrong, all right, at the end of this video on what we discussed and how it can help you. And I will have to share my screen for that one. So just give me 1 second and we'll get it going. I'll get myself out of the way and make sure that we got this all on here. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see my screen here at the moment. So building a solid client base, tips for counselors and psychotherapists. Now, this was group supervision, obviously. So we talked about this for about 2 hours in 3 separate sessions with, 10, I think, counselors in each. So it was a good group communication. And before that and after that, I put together a sheet with tips that I think were useful for people if they want to grow their own client base. So what you would definitely want to do, and I'm a complete fervent proponent of that one, is first of all identifying niche. I know I've done a lot of talking about that, and I've even done a video on that. I think I've spoken about it multiple times before, but you want to get really clear on what your niche is within counseling. It gets easier to talk to a very specific group rather than talking to potential clients in general. If you say, look, I'm a counselor, I want to help, or you say, look, I specialize in working with kids from 8 to 12-year-olds who suffer from ADHD and anxiety, or not suffer from ADHD, but who have ADHD and suffer from anxiety. So that would be a very, very much a more specific group than just saying, look, I work with people. It wouldn't mean much. So to get clear on your niche and to drill down on your target market and your ideal client, that's a very good idea. And that will in itself already start spreading the word because you'll become known as a person. And because you deal with these people, you understand what their problems are, you understand what they're looking for, and then you can help them better. So that would be a good idea already. Now, online presence, absolutely not negotiable in whatever way, shape, or form. And I'm very aware, I'll say this, and I said this in my group supervisions as well. If you're starting out, you might not have the finances to spend lots of money on websites, or you might have other obligations that prevent you from spending full-time equivalent on this. But you want to have some sort of online presence. So if you can get a website built either through Wix or Google Sites, or have someone do it for you, please do so. We need to be able to find you. We did this little trick yesterday, or trick not, but experiment, where we typed our name in on Google and see what came up. Now, if you do that with my name, I am happy to announce that you'll see me on page 1. So just type my name in. I'll definitely pop up on page 1 in Google. Now, yeah, pat on the back for me, really good. But that's not the point. Ideally, I want you to pop up on page 1 as well if I type in your name, or if I'm looking for a counselor in the area that you live. So you need to be seen. So that means that ideally you have a website, but you're also looking at a Google business profile, for instance. Psychology Today, I know, loved by some, hated by others. For $300 a year, it's cheap advertising, and they do their search engine optimization quite well. There are other online directories where you can have your details stored, so multiple points of contact. I have my details stored with Health Direct, which is a government website. So even if you look me up now, Counsellor in my 4556 area, you'll see me come up somewhere. All those things add to your credibility. The more places you can be found at, the higher your credibility gets. And it's not even have anything to do with your skill set. It's just the fact that you can be found. So that's a really good one. Free online therapy directories. I'm staring at my other screen as well. So to not forget anything, there's plenty of them around. Use them wisely as well, because if you can leave your details somewhere, all the better. If you want to do things like Google ads or Meta ads, Facebook ads, be very cautious. Well, cautious is not the right word, but be very conscious of why you do it and how you do it. Because if you just chuck your name out there and say, come see me, Facebook ads probably won't do as much. So you will want to have like a lead magnet or something to offer these people that it becomes interesting for them to leave their details and actually get something from you. And then you have a lead. So it's about lead building. So before you start spending money on stuff, be very conscious and deliberate about what it is that you do. A Facebook business page, Instagram business page can be a good idea. Mixed results from many counselors I've heard. Some really don't want to do them. A friend of mine has actually decided to get off Facebook and Instagram because it doesn't make any difference to him. I still have my Facebook profile up and I'll keep using it because I think it's useful. LinkedIn is a good one to definitely have your presence on. For me, LinkedIn is like an online live document. It's a live resume. You just keep growing things. And if you can be active on LinkedIn and do some stuff on there, that will definitely start adding to your credibility. So it could be worthwhile for you to get that up there and potentially even spend some money on LinkedIn Premium if you can afford that. So it could be a good idea. Now, networking, that's a big one. I absolutely am a fervent believer in networking. I don't like it. I used to say I hate it with a passion. I think I even said it in my last group of supervision. That was maybe a lie. I don't hate it with a passion, but I definitely don't like it. I'm a self-confessed introvert. I'm not shy, but chuck me in a group with people I don't know. I feel like a fish on land. I'm not comfortable. But the longer I show up to these same amounts of people and to those places, the more comfortable it gets and the more interesting it gets. So networking is a good thing. There are online networking opportunities, offline networking opportunities. You can find things like Breakfast Network International or other breakfast groups where you can join once a week and speak about your business. On the Sunshine Coast, where I am, there's LinkedIn Local. So LinkedIn sponsors and organizes a monthly event in Buderim where people come together and they get very well visited, anywhere between 80 and 100 people per go. Lots of people, scary for me, but I've been going often enough to not mind them too much anymore and actually find them quite enjoyable. You learn a little bit about LinkedIn and there's lots of networking opportunities. Again, those people might not become your clients, although you don't know. But as your network of contacts grows through word of mouth referral or through just affiliations or collaborations, you might well start to see some people coming your way. Professional associations, the ACA, have their local chapter meetings if that's something you're interested in. So I would definitely do that. You can also hook up with other professionals, allied health. You can do the GP thing. Again, mixed results for many. For many people, the GP referral stream doesn't work that well. For others, depending on the area that you are and the specialties that you work in, you might have some success with GPs, but it's worthwhile trying. Build up collaborations with these people. The allied health professionals, I'm thinking about osteopaths, physios, massage therapists, nutritionists, you mentioned them really, speeches, podiatrists, that could all be people out there that are willing to refer people to you if they come across them, naturopaths, and they can become a source for referrals if you become friendly with them and stay in contact. So that's a good thing to do as well. Word of mouth marketing, that's a very, 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 very useful tool. Usually, happy clients become really good sources of referral marketing or word of mouth marketing, and you want to bank on that. So you want to prime your clients pretty much to start becoming word of mouth referrers for you. So when they come in for their last session, or if you think you're not going to see them anymore for a while, let them know that the best referral you can get is a word of mouth referral. So if they are happy with your service and they got some value out of that, please spread the word. If you know people that need some counseling support, please feel free to hand out my business card. Give these clients a stack of business cards if they're willing to take them so they can start handing your details out. That is a very good way of doing it because you already have the social proof, social proof inverted commas, because these people will be friends or family or acquaintances of your client. They trust them, so therefore you already have gained their trust as well. Testimonials, I've done a video on that, and I've even done a session on that one, a group supervision session. Mixed feelings about that amongst counselors. Can we do that ethically? Shouldn't we do that? Psychologists and social workers potentially different. Because I started off as a coach, I firmly believe in the power of testimonials and asking for them. I have no qualms about that one. And you know what? We can have a discussion about that one if you want. But if I respectfully ask a client for a referral and I've checked with myself whether that client is actually an appropriate client to ask that referral for or of, then there's no problem, I think. But we can differ from different opinions, and you might not want to do it. I have no problems. I've got about 20 Google Business reviews. I got a few reviews on LinkedIn, and I will ask people directly for a testimonial if they're willing to do it. They don't have to. There's no pressure. But if they're willing, then I will definitely ask for them because they do make a big difference. And relationships all around your local area are a very good way to go about that one. And that's that networking stuff. Now, providing value to your clients, always very important. Give them freebies. Maybe even give them a free session or whatever it is that you want to do. Just provide value by doing things that they wouldn't expect. ChatGPT is now your friend. You can put together documents with tip sheets on how to manage anxiety or how to use, I don't know, well, whatever, anything to do with depression or stress. Just ask ChatGPT to come with a tip sheet and the 10 best things to do. Print it out, turn it into a PDF, send it to them. That is adding value. Give them access to a course that you might sell. They can get access for free. All those things build credibility and trust. And these people start to become your biggest fans and therefore your biggest referrers as well. Now, lead magnets work. A video series on the top 5 secrets of happy marriages. Just mentioning something here off the top of my head. That can work because that could lead to you offering that through your sign-up form where people have to leave their email address. And then you have an email address because, again, lead building is what it's all about. And you can host free webinars or seminars or in your local community, maybe even present or do something at the library or wherever you are. And that will make a difference too. Now, client management software, up to you. I don't use many because I work with so many different companies and it gets a bit icky because they don't talk to each other all that well. But things like good old Galaxy, Splos, Power Diary, which is now called Xandr. I think it's Xandr with an A. I spelled it wrong, I think. And there's a few other ones as well. They can make a massive difference because they have, a booking system, payment system. You can do autoresponders and emails and all that sort of stuff through it, SMS reminders of sessions. So that makes your life a lot easier. If it's easy for your clients to book you, it's easy for clients to book you. And therefore, your chances of building a database through that and people leaving their details will go up. Email campaigns, they work. I am now subscribed to a provider called ActiveCampaign. There's other ones like MailChimp. There's plenty of them. Another one, Kajabi, I think is a really good one too. I don't have shares in either of them. I just know of those names. But find something where you use an email collection system so that you can start building up that database of people that are on your books. Some will subscribe, some will unsubscribe, win some, lose some. But as long as the net effect is that you grow your exposure really by lead magnets and by catching email addresses and sending out newsletters and all that sort of stuff, so that's the online world, that would be a bloody good idea. Now, ethical standards, talking about consent, confidentiality, and secure databases, that makes people feel trusted as well. It's not necessarily something to create leads per se, but it does work to keep clients if they know that you're an ethical operator. Now, obviously, you reflect and adapt. If something doesn't work, don't keep doing it. It's like good old solution-focused therapy. If something works, do more of it. If it doesn't work, do something different. So find out what works. With a lady that I worked with for a while, she kicked my backside to get my social media stuff up, and I paid her a good amount of money for that per month. She was tracking a Facebook ad that we ran with a lead magnet in there that would lead to them leaving their details on my website. That went really well for a couple of months, and then the results started dropping. So whether the Facebook algorithms changed or whether people got kind of tired of that or whether the critical mass was reached, but there was a significant drop in people signing up. So after a while, we realized that that wasn't working anymore. And then we cut the Facebook ads because they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And that was the end of that particular campaign. Now, I might start that one again next year. We'll see, or this year. But at that stage, it's like, okay, we have to adapt because that doesn't work. This year, my intention is to start putting all sorts of online courses on my website that people can buy for anywhere between $7.50 and $10. And then I can promote those again on Facebook. And again, if that works, great. If that starts dropping off, stop. So you want to stay flexible. And you and I can have a discussion about that as well. I'm not an expert when it comes to all that stuff, but over time, I've learned enough about it to give you a good baseline amount of information. And if you then still want to keep going, then you can find the specialists on that one, and they will help you to get further on that. Now, client testimonials, we talked about that already. I'm an absolute fan of those ones, so please use them. Introductory sessions, I used to offer that, actually a full-blown session for nothing. I don't do that anymore. I now offer people 15 to 20-minute phone calls or video calls if they want, just to get a bit of a feel for each other. But I don't do the introductory sessions anymore, and that's a luxury I can afford myself now. But it worked really well for me in the beginning. One free session was a massive sales tool for me to get people to trust me, create some value in the session, and then to hopefully get them to commit to more sessions that were paid from that point forward. So that's a good way of getting stuff done. A referral program that can work, big asterisk, because you obviously want to keep in mind confidentiality. But you could well mention to people, it's like, hey, if you refer someone to me, give you a free session, or something else that works well as a payment in kind for that. So you don't want to let people know if John refers Mary says, oh, I got your name through John. Don't go back to John and say, hey, thanks for referring Mary to me, because that's breach of confidentiality. But you could well let John know that he's entitled to a free session, and John will probably know who it is because he might have only referred one person. Or you could ask Mary if it's okay that you mention her name to John, and then you can square that away. Again, that goes into ethics. I'm not going to go too deeply into that. Or program of sorts. You can also do with local allied health providers or other people, whereby you rub each other's back, and that works really well too. Now, content marketing, write articles. If you're a writer, please write articles, post them on article banks or other sites that are willing to accept your article. Potentially even consider paying for it and get an advertorial or something in a magazine, an online magazine. I did some work with Brains magazine for a while. Ultimately, it didn't really work for me, as in it didn't get what it is that I wanted, but I've got a bunch of articles online and still they're there. Brains magazine will keep them up. And that's something else that creates leads. Type in my name, Marc de Bruin articles, something will come up. If you're a video producer like me now, please produce videos. A really good way to get things done. Now, people go like, I don't want to see my face on video. Get over it. Please get over it. It's a really good way to get the word out. No, you might not become a viral YouTube sensation, but even if you just have a little YouTube channel on the go, where there's a bunch of videos, again, it's a credibility builder, and people might see some value in those and then come to you for more. So if you don't mind doing videos, do videos. If you like audio or radio, become a podcaster, create a podcast. Why not? Ideally, do a bit of everything, but do some content marketing. Write articles on LinkedIn, store them on article banks, make videos, do podcasts, get the word out. Use leverage with people that have major audiences, and maybe they're willing to post an article from you on their website for people to read, so you get exposure to a lot of people. Newsletters, guides, tips, techniques that you can put around to other people, absolutely use them too, because that's useful and it can help people to find you, and you build your credibility up. And the last one is community events that I want to discuss for this one. There must be in your local community plenty going on, whether it's trade shows, fairs, markets, whatever is out there that you can show some people, give them free sessions or give them something that they can take home and take away. Libraries, community centers where you can do speeches and stuff. There's all these opportunities where you can collect names and email addresses, which is what it's all about, and phone numbers as well. So if people want to come to your free event or to your free lecture at the library, have a sign-up form there that people that want to come and listen, at least leave some details. Don't just do it and walk away, because then it's pretty much useless. Well, not entirely, but less useful than when you also collect their details. So there's tons of stuff you can do. I think online is very powerful, obviously nowadays, but don't shy away from offline. Meeting people, shaking hands, writing articles, print media, all that sort of stuff. The idea is to get people interested in what you do, to at least give the perception of presence online and offline, so people go like, there's that Marc guy again. I saw him recently in LinkedIn or something, and now he pops up here at some sort of conference or whatever it is. So there's lots of stuff that you can do that will get the word out. Now, this is a really surface, high-flying overview of the stuff that we discussed during our group supervision session. So if you're interested in group supervision, please join me. This article, which I will not send you, but if you want to have the condensed version of this one, I'm happy to send it. Flick me an email or a text message or leave a comment, and then I'll send you the PDF. This also goes into content management systems, and I will not discuss that today. But if you want to hear more about it, please feel free to email me. And same thing, if you're interested in supervision 101 or group supervision, happy to have you on board. Generally, every Friday of the month, I run my groups, or last Friday, sorry. Last Friday of the month, I run my group supervision sessions, 10 people max. So for ACA, that's all good. PACFA could be a problem, but if you don't mention it, who knows? One-on-one, and I'm also willing to do 6 capped group supervision sessions for PACFA members if you're a PACFA member, so we can keep it all nice and formal. So let me know. I'll actually stop my sharing here. So I'm back on the screen. So let me know if you're interested in either hearing more of what I discussed here, because there's tons of it. And again, this is a global eagle's eye view about it, but there's so much stuff that you can do to express yourself online. Hang on, just got to get this thing back in my face. There we go. And to build your database. To finish with that one, when I started engaging the lady in Adelaide that I worked with, Miranda, I went from a virtually zero database of supervision clients, just the ones that I've been speaking to about 530 people on my contact list within about 4 months. Now, 530 is still not like, oh my gosh, you got so many contacts, but it's 530 more than I had before, pretty much. So that's good, because it does allow me to fill my monthly supervision sessions. Now, you might be looking for private clients. That's cool. Then again, start focusing on these people, and someone can help you with that. Like Miranda is the expert at whatever's going on. Happy to pass her details on too. But get someone involved who can do it for you, because ultimately you will want to spend some money on this. You can do it all for free, but generally it is more useful if you spend some money on it with someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Because I know a little bit about website building, but not a heck of a lot. I know a little bit about online marketing, but not a heck of a lot. And when I saw Miranda and her team at work, it's like, I definitely don't know that. And that is so useful. So hope that helps. If you got questions, leave a comment, email me. You know where to find me: Facebook, LinkedIn, send me an email, whatever you want to do, ring me. And we'll keep talking, and I'll keep producing these videos. So if you're, like I said, if you're interested in the PDF, let me know as well. Happy to send it to you as a memory jogger, and otherwise I will catch you next month. Have a great one.